Welcome back to the Changing Earth podcast with author Sarah F. Hathaway and co-host Chen Gibson, blending survival fiction and fact to bring you entertaining education that will help you dream, survive, and thrive. And now, here's your host, Sarah F. Hathaway and Chen Gibson.
Hello, and welcome back to the Changing Earth podcast. This is episode number 489. We're in season 18, somewhere in there. I have no idea what episode number within the season we're at. Hey, Chen, what's up?
Hey, Chin's up.
I figure I'll get the episode number figured out again once we start doing the Las Vegas years. Las Vegas years is out. You guys can go check it out, read the book. Everybody was wondering, what happened to the Las Vegas years. So that's finally done years later. And we are going to podcast that book. It's got some great material in there. We're just trying to make that work. Maybe when I get caught up with the audio drama. I have a tentative date for season 5's audio drama release. It will be in April. So I think that's when I'll be.
No fooling.
What's that?
No fooling.
Yeah, well, okay. It's going to be in April. I just can't say if it's the beginning or the end because we're going to have prepper camp in there. Right? And that usually puts me off a week.
August.
Oh, yeah. We're not going to have prepper camp in there.
Oh my goodness.
I just got so confused with the change of the date.
What year is this?
2026. We got big prepper camp news though. Okay, so April for the audio drama, that date is going to stick for sure then. I don't have, it's a lot of work, but I believe I can get it all done by then. If you're one of the performers who haven't got your lines in yet, then please do so as fast as possible. That would be great. No, I already have it halfway built. It's really just catching up the video with it. But big prepper camp news. We moved to a new location.
Pow!
Oh, I'm so excited.
No more switchbacks through the mountains.
No more switchbacks through the mountains, which I'm going to miss a little bit. I really liked Orchard Lake.
Yeah, I love the campground.
Yeah. But we're going to have like hotel rooms and like, I don't know.
Cabins.
Cabins.
There's a ton of campsites.
Campsites.
RVs.
Slots.
And there's going to be a tent city.
There's like 7 restaurants at this place. And a bar? What?
Yeah, the place is ridiculous.
I mean, not that I'm even a drinker, but it's always nice to have someplace to go hang out like that.
It's actually an equestrian center, like an international equestrian center.
Right.
They have competitions there.
Right. We're going to be like
We've gone there to watch them practice. It's pretty cool.
That is neat. What's the name of the center? It's like
Tryon.
Tryon.
I think it's Tryon International Equestrian Center. Everybody just calls it Tryon here.
Look it up, guys. If you didn't go to prepper camp before because like the camping situation, where do I stay? How would I drive in? Blah, 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 blah.
Everybody should be able to stay on site now.
Yes. Those worries are over. And we can expand bigger.
And so there's this big like horse, equestrian facility. Like they have horse competitions and rodeos and all this stuff. But they have so much property where we're having prepper camp this year. We have our own private lake off to the side. So it's not like people coming to the horse stuff wouldn't even be getting in our way. You know what I mean?
Yes. Same.
So we can use all their facilities. They have a general store.
Yeah.
Like if you forget something, there's a store right there. There's restaurants. There's a bar, like a saloon.
Yes.
There's a whole bunch of shops.
Axe throwing I saw at the bar. All kinds of fun. Yeah.
So, but where we're going to be, it's off to the side, totally, separated so we can still do our own little.
I like that.
Prepper camp. Yeah. It's really cool. And we have a lake again.
Right.
So it's
keeps the motif.
So I went over there with Rick. And the first time he took me over there, we're going around, like the people, like management showing us around. We're riding on golf carts and stuff.
Yeah.
And and I said, we're going down by the lake, and I looked up. There was a bald eagle flying over the lake.
Oh man, see,
How cool
it's
was
meant
that?
to be.
And then we looked
Meant
off at
to
the
be.
distance. They had a mate, so there was 2 bald eagles.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was wild.
I'm stoked. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be wild, and it's
I
gonna
said,
be
Rick,
much
I said, Rick,
easier.
there's our sign.
Yeah, amen. Yeah, it's gonna be just way easier to everybody get there. Well, for me it is because
Oh, it's super easy.
Yeah.
It's super off of I-26. You take an exit off of that, and you go a couple miles maybe, and you can see the Equestrian Center.
And
you
it's
take
right
the exit
there.
off. There's this big globe statue right there at the exit. It's cool.
love it. I'm so excited. We don't, we got a hotel room already. We booked a hotel room. Yeah. Cause we're like, we're doing that. Cause Brock always has to drive. His truck's too big for me to drive. I'm just too little, And so he's got to drive like the whole way. So we're bringing the van and we're going to be chilling.
That'd be nice.
It's going to be really nice.
Well, I mean, there was something about the Orchard Lake campground, but this is a
Right.
whole nother level. This is
New
crazy.
experience. New experience. And we can grow. We can grow again, which is never a bad
absolutely.
thing.
Yeah, this
Because
place is
we had
good.
people that wanted in that we couldn't let in because you couldn't get that many people down there,
And
so.
the dates changed too, because
yeah.
the September date was giving a lot of people problems. We're in August now.
Yes.
August, 16th?
14th, 15th, 16th?
I don't know.
Something like that?
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, look it up.
Yeah, August 14th, 15th, and 16th.
Yeah. Yeah, and that works for us because, Chris is starting high school this year.
Yeah,
and that
put
was
it
gonna
in.
be-
Yeah, a lot of people weren't starting school yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually went out to lunch with Mr. Skismas 5 times August.
Who's that?
Right? I got to see Brad away from prepper camp.
Brad.
And
That's
ironically
awesome.
enough,
I'm so jealous.
ironically enough, we went to a flea market. So we're wandering around we're almost at prepper camp. I'm like, this is weird because we met at prepper camp and now we're wandering around flea market. So they were excited about the change of dates as well. He's going to have the whole family out there. So he'll be out there playing music and it'll be just the good times that we always had. And hopefully we'll get more people that can stick around for Saturday night. We always have a spectacular Saturday night event. And, people that aren't staying on site, a lot of them wouldn't stick around for it. And now with so many people staying on site, I think we'll get a much bigger turnout for that. It's so much fun, and that's when Brad plays and whatnot. So 5 times August, if you haven't heard of them, you got to check it out
on YouTube.
Yes. Good stuff. Alrighty. So today, I've been thinking a lot about discipline because as a kid, you're like, oh my gosh, that's the worst word you'd want to hear. And, they kind of told us that as parents and wow, look what happened to society, and, for me personally, I've never been a discipline freak or anything like that. Probably to the contrary, but, getting into martial arts and whatnot, really set me on this path of, having to focus and see your goals, attack them. Obviously, I'm a pretty goal-oriented person and I stick to what I say. We've been podcasting for 10 years now.
That's
And
crazy.
yeah. So, and it's not because I make a ton of money, podcasting. It's because I love helping everybody out. And, those stories I get that change people's lives are worth every bit of energy and effort that I put into this show. So, I can't thank everybody enough for listening. And I've got people that have been here all 10 years. So you've come with me on a long journey. And, I thought it was, one of those days that I really need to give back. And I didn't want to name the show examining discipline and, everybody be like, nope, meh, right? But I see an overall depression. And you actually sent out that video that was from the perspective of teachers.
Yeah,
And
is that crazy?
yeah. And just, what they're seeing when they ask young adults, where do you want to be? What are you going to do? Oh, I don't know. I just want to make money. I'm going to win the lotto to do it. You have to have some kind of structure.
Yeah.
to
it
get
used to
there.
be kids would say, I want to be a dentist or a doctor or
Right.
veterinarian or something, right?
I want to play on the
Nope, they
team. I'm
wanna-
going to work hard
They want to
for
win
it.
the lottery and live the high life.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Now I want to, watch videos all my life and scroll through shorts because that's the only attention span I have. So I've always had, people are like, well, your show's so long. And it's like, well, if you don't want to be here for the show, then, come back and watch it again once you have time or whatever. But I'm not going to break it into like chunks, because I just don't think that you get what you could be getting out of the show in chunks. So, I've done it a couple times, dabbled with like breaking the Changing Earth news off, but let's be in it for the long haul. Let's have a little self-discipline. So I've been thinking a lot about this. I've been praying on it a lot. And it was time to, bring the message of one of the things that we're really, really lacking in society is our ability to self-discipline ourselves. Mm-hmm. And this lack of self-control where we're just after like the quick fix, the quick happy, the quick everything. It just shows how, many studies have shown how it's developing these really bad mental health symptoms, that you don't have the focus time span, and there's a lot of depression that's coming off of this. So it's like, it's time. It's time to look in the mirror. Remember we did the episode on like choose your hard? That eventually, right? Eventually you have to choose your hard. Like you're either going to be overweight or something like that, or you're going to choose to monitor it. You're going to choose your hard. So, hold on one second. I'm going to break for a minute. I'm going to unfocus myself and squirrel
Where's
for a second.
Where's your discipline?
Yeah, I know. No self-discipline. I told you I struggle myself. I'm not perfect, but man, do I try. Firewolf Forge. So, yeah, it looks like, it's coming on to Prepper Camp, checking out prices. I don't know what the ticket prices are at right now. Firewolf?
Didn't they just go up?
They may have after Black Friday is the
until
cheapest.
New Year's Day.
Yeah. So you got to get them right now. Like if you're coming, get them now. You're going to get them the cheapest.
Yeah.
If it ends up you can't come, like people usually sell them beforehand. So it's not like it's a problem. But yeah. And then, check out what it costs to stay there. I mean, it's pretty reasonable from what I've seen as far as, if you're looking at
And they will have
hotel
like
rooms
tent city and stuff. So
yeah.
Or they have RV spaces. So, I mean,
you can choose your range of like.
But the nice thing is it's all right there.
Yeah.
Everybody used to have to run all over the mountainside and, the county just to find a Airbnb or something.
Right.
Now at least there's hotel and cabins and
tons of space there. And
spots.
like I say, you can choose your economic level basically. Like what do you want?
Or whatever you like to do.
Right.
Too.
And what do you like to do? You want to, have the full experience, bring your tent in. You want to have the RV experience. They've got great sites for that. But then they do have 2 hotels and, cabins as well. So if you're bringing in a whole bunch of family, you guys can all just grab a cabin and stay there.
Yeah, a cabin, right? That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Really cool. So, okay. So I just wanted to address those comments over there. Keep them coming, guys. I love the comments. Good to see you, Firewolf. So, this is one thing that I've been seeing. People are like, well, I don't know why I'm so slugged out. I don't know why I'm just so depressed all the time. I mean, this is a mental choice. You really do make a choice to be depressed. And I know that hurts to hear. And I know there's lots of psychologists that want to tell us that we're a victim and it's the problem of our environment and this, that, and the other. You make the decision what your day is going to look like. However you see that manifesting in your head, whatever you're praying in the morning, you're going to see that manifest through your day. So when you have discipline and focus, it helps you also control your mindset to be like, no, I'm not going to be depressed today. And the more you train this muscle, the easier it becomes to use. I used to be a person that was completely stuck in emotion and what that was doing to me until I found, the Lord Jesus, who gave me the clarity to be able to step out of my emotions, take that breath before you respond, take that moment, talk to him first before you respond. And that is a discipline in and of itself, to have the discipline to stop yourself and take that moment to talk to Jesus about what do we do next. You know, I always say, like, what would Jesus do? And the other thing is, you know, you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. One of those better be God. I mean, and that's just the discipline to be there and make your brain into something else. I saw a really cool study on people that read the Bible and read it more than 4 times a week. Your depression rates go down exponentially. So it's worth spending a little time with the Lord. But the other thing is, when you have these types of dreams and stuff, and you think your dreams are just going to instantly like appear, you hear about overnight successes and things like that. And you know what? There's, I love that. I love that, Firewolf. Very, very good. Yep. Braid the whip, flip the tables. You got it. You know, stay focused. When you have these dreams and you think people get overnight success, that's absolutely a lie. There's nobody that has overnight success. I don't care, right? Even the person that won the lotto probably bought a lot of lotto tickets to get there. You know,
like a lot of like famous quote unquote people worked a lot before they even got into the spotlight to get to be able to stand up in the spotlight.
Right.
It wasn't just.
And the biggest way I can explain it to kids nowadays is like when you're playing a video game, your character doesn't just level up all on its own. You have to go out and grind and, you know, work and beat other characters to get better with your fighting skills. And that's exactly what reality is if they would step out of the video games a little bit and apply that same discipline to learning, opening a book. Where do I need to go? If I want to do this dream, what do I need to study to get there? Yeah, it only took 20 years to become an overnight success. That's the story of it. You know, you're going to be in it for a long time. You're going to be grinding. And if you don't have the discipline and the perseverance to be able to do that, you have a problem. So the fear of failure is a big deal in our society right now because we always gave out participation awards. So there's a lot of really competitive people out there that are afraid to fail. And so they're afraid to even start doing their dream, but they don't understand at the same time as they're not going after their dream, they're living in this state where you'd really like to, but you don't because you're letting that fear overwhelm you. So that to me is another issue that I'm seeing big time in our younger generations is just not being able to face that fear and be like, yeah, I'm going to fail. What's the line? The master has failed more times than you've even tried. Right. It's again, the overnight success thing is just not going to happen without discipline. So, there's so many, psychologists who have every kind of reason why we should make an excuse for why this is happening. Psychology today is great. It's full of them. But the truth is, like, you have the ability to change this. Only you. And then in my personal opinion, drifting from God has really dimmed our focus.
Yeah.
When I was young in Catholic school, man, I hated it. I hated it. I was like, this is ridiculous. You know, all these rules, all this stuff, you know. And I didn't realize that it was about the relationship with my Lord that was trumping everything. And that's the piece I was missing. And once you put that together, you realize that your discipline is because of your love. Relationship is a two-way street. And it's not a binding discipline. It's, you know, your dad saying, hey, don't put your hand on the stove. You're going to get burned, right? And we're like, I don't want to listen to Dad. I'm going to put my hand on the stove. Well, you ain't real smart then, are you?
Then you went running for the ice.
Right? Exactly. So I think that society just portraying this as a really negative connotation that discipline, oh, nobody likes discipline. It's just horrible, you know. We shouldn't have any of that. Why? Like, that's what we need. Oh, Garden Girl's up in the chat as well. Welcome, Garden Girl. Long time no see. I don't have my Element up for everybody that's live. I'm sorry. I just got a new computer and a new phone for Christmas. I needed a tech update. And so I'm still working on that.
I don't see anybody in Element, especially now that we're using this StreamYard.
Yeah. Yeah. And YouTube, we can live chat also over on X. We're live chatting there as well. So yeah, open up your book, read your book, do it religiously, right? Do it more than once a week. Do it more than once than more than just going to church or one Bible study. We read the Bible every night, and I also listen in the morning because I needed a restructure. And it's been amazing. Parents' role in the mess. Okay, guys, this is where we have to acknowledge the fact that us always wanting our children to feel good isn't reality. You can't always save them. You can't always save them from the bump on the knee. You can't always save them from the lessons that they need to learn sometimes. Obviously, there is a difference between, allowing your child to do unsafe things and stuff like that. Okay. I'm talking about, when Sally is sad, that there's times when you just need to tell them that they're really great people. God made you just the way you were be. But guess what? We're not always going to be happy. And we have to learn to deal with those emotions so we can be adults who understand how to handle failure, how to persevere through difficult times, how to rely on that discipline to keep moving and keep going forward. All of these things are really, really important. And tough love is love. Okay. You need to sometimes give tough love. And it's not easy. That's why it's called tough love, because it hurts you as well to do that. But, absolutely necessary at the same time. Very much. So, again, open up your book. Discipline versus abuse, though, right? Okay, so this is why everybody was like, oh, discipline bad, because people are beating their children. Well, of course, we don't want to beat our children, okay? There's a big difference. I don't care what religion you are, what faith you are, what you believe, where your background is, but our children are our most precious items, and anybody who's beating them as a way to give them that message is ridiculously stupid. Okay, there's a lot of other things that can happen. A spank is one thing. A beating is another. And, you should know the difference. If you're leaving bruises on your child, you are doing it wrong.
Man, my mother had the 3 count. We very rarely got to the actual spank because that 3 count scared me enough.
Right? Exactly. I was like, nah, I know what's coming at the end of that, man, And as your young ones become adults, there's times you've got to let them falter a little bit, and it's hard, and you want to, you can talk to them and try and guide them, but you can't always save them. You can't always not let them
use it as a teaching moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they had the freedom to make a decision and made the wrong choice, and then you discuss it with them after they fit,
Right. Yeah. No, it's so true.
They went out Friday night instead of studying for the SATs on Saturday, right? Right.
So where are we going to make that decision again? But if you would have sat there and just harped on them, you need to make better decisions, they're going to be like, whatever, I'm out. It's the same way as the Lord
tempers. They'll never break that cycle.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Let it fail. Yeah, the final countdown. That's why I was smiling.
Well, the teachers were in that video. The teachers were saying the kids weren't learning to fail at a young age. So then, when they got to the working world, they didn't know how to.
It's true.
To deal with conflict and failure and the boss,
how to navigate those social spaces. I mean, they're already hindered enough with all this machinery and stuff, talking through cameras and all of this, whatnot. Social media, gosh, keep your kids off of it, till they're 18 or whatever, if they want to do that. But, they've already got enough threats really coming at them from society that
social media always has people portray the best selves.
Yes.
Also, you know what I mean?
Yep.
You're not seeing the real person. You're seeing the made up person.
But then the average, teen is going on there and being like, oh, well, look at how great their life is. My life's not that great. Well, you're not seeing a real picture,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The filters are overused.
Right. Like if you take a picture of your food, you're not going to take a picture of the nasty meal you screwed up on the one time. Look at this. This looks like crap. You're only taking the best one to put up there. And then somebody's like, oh, wow, you always make the best stuff. Well, is that reality? Mm-hmm. So, that is one that I would definitely, we were talking about it again because I got the new phone. I could give Christian my old, smartphone. So we were talking about it again. It's like, no, him having a flip phone has been so good that, when he's 18, if he wants to do that, cool. But there's so many electronics. There's so many opportunities for them to be doing stuff without having to have that in his hand. I hope it's something that they kind of grow out of because I'm concerned about all communications being controlled by Google. Remember that Google movie, The Creepy Line?
Mm-mm.
Oh, what?
What one?
Yeah, it was on Netflix. It's called The Creepy Line.
We don't have that.
It was back in the day. It was before 2020. I mean, it was how Google's going to go to The Creepy Line.
We had it for like a year or two, and then we dropped it.
It's probably on YouTube now. But yeah, you should look at it. Because that was like before they were going to cross the creepy line. We're not going to cross the creepy line. Well, they, watch that movie now. They cross the creepy lines. And, yeah. And they want to like control all of the conversations. Like every conversation that you have is now Google filtered, which is happening on our phones, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, okay. So lack of discipline is amplifying global dangers. And the reason why I say that is because everybody's doing their job half-ass. Pardon my French. But it's the truth. You got to have pride in what you're doing. You have pride in what you're doing, then you feel good about doing a job well done. It creates positive endorphins. It gives you great feelings, So this idea that like, oh, I have to work, so I'm going to go into work and I'm going to do it halfway. I'm sorry, but if like my motto is if you're going to do something, you do it 100% or don't do it at all. Right? Like I'm either all in or I'm not doing it at all. Right? Mm-hmm. So, even Kung Fu, the word Kung Fu, it's not just a martial arts. It is excellence in what you do. So if you dust a banister for your life, well, you dust that banister the best you can. You pick up garbage. You like they have videos of the guys dancing down the street, picking up garbage. You Kung Fu it in life, not just like walk through it. And once you, I don't want to be sitting at my desk working. Okay. But, I need to pay bills and whatnot. I picked a job that, I help people prepare. That's a good thing. So when I know like that's coming up, then you put on your big girl pants, you put a smile on your face, and you rock it the best you can every time. And it helps you be a better person, be a happier person, helps all those people around you and the people that you interact with every day have a better experience, and you do a more quality job. So that's why I say, like, this is actually scary because a lot of our marketing systems are out of control. And we're relying more and more upon just algorithms and things like that. And then it's like, oh, well, this is our stamp that we have to do. This is the stamp that it has to be. So, that's one of the, did I lose you guys at all? Was that like a hiccup? Okay. My internet, I told you my internet's been weird. I've been thinking about switching it over. Again, Kung Fu and what you do. The internet's company is screwing with us. You know, you call to get customer service. We didn't even get a call back.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Have you ever today I tried to call Amazon.
Oh,
at
yeah.
a customer service with Amazon. It was horrible
Right?
to get to talk to a person at Amazon was like,
Ah.
it took me forever to figure that out.
If you can,
They
like,
don't just put the phone number on the website.
no. We'd rather chat with you in video or on the internet or whatever. Yeah, we'll chat. Yeah. I know. My old phone company was that way too. I don't want to call them out on air, but yeah, it was, like a 4-hour call every time, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, if we had a little bit more kung fu in our life, we cared a little bit more, we used a little bit more self-discipline to just make our minds pull into the places where it needed to be, I think we'd be a lot better off. So, social divides, hindering responses. This is a big one that I found as a global threat that's coming, because we always say, like, divided we fall, right? And look at what's happening to our world. So fragmented societies lack coordinated prep for climate or health crises, eroding trust and amplifying vulnerability. I mean, how true is that? If we can't work together on the simplest things, then how are we going to coordinate to take care of disasters and whatnot? We've got to, like, come together here as Americans. Eventually, we're going to have to let go of the hatred, and as a world, because that's the only way that the people of the world have a voice enough to say, like, we're not letting you take control anymore. We're not living by these rules anymore of what these corporations have played out with intermixing with the global governments. So this all tied together. It's all a big web of mess that we're creating. And I think that self-discipline would be a big start to fixing it. So as far as training, right, when we have situations like COVID and whatnot, we know we're understaffed. We know we're vulnerable. We knew all of these things. We learned the whole lesson real well during that pandemic. Even if it was fake, it was a great test, you know, to see, like, how would we do? And honestly, we would do horrible if the death rate was that high. But, like, nothing's been done about it.
What has even after the flood up here in North Carolina, I still feel like there's not been
enough response. Enough.
There's no been proactive.
They created division right off the bat with it too, with how the president handled it, you know, with Biden and everything. And it was the presidential switch right then.
Social media played a big part of the division too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crap being tossed around that just got people fired up.
Yeah. And with discipline, with self-discipline, then when you're on the computer and you're in a social media site, right, have the self-discipline to conduct yourself like you would conduct yourself if that person was sitting right in front of you. Mm-hmm. You know, we're too mean and we're too nasty. And that just takes self-discipline, self-control to be able to be like, hey, maybe I won't be an a-hole. You know, maybe I'll use a little compassion. But you have to, like, think that. You have to mentally prepare yourself for that. That's not, you can see none of these things just magically happen. You can't just magically lose weight. You can't just magically become a fighter. You can't just magically learn self-discipline. It takes work on your part. So a focus on God builds this readiness, right? It helps you be spiritually prepared for any type of future. Once you're spiritually prepared, you're getting rid of the fear in your heart. 365 times in the Bible, it says, do not be afraid. You're ready to take on these challenges in a focused way. That doesn't mean no fun. That doesn't mean, you know, no doing what you want to do. It's exactly what you want to do. Because you're in line, you're in sync, you know? So it's just a matter of putting yourself in sync, developing that relationship. One of those people you hang out with the most better be God. So, tough love in prepping. Just as parents are guiding their kids through these failures, society needs firm standards as well. Okay. So, and I'm not talking about laws and regulations. I'm talking about stuff that we as communities demand so that we are prepared to face these things that we know are coming up. But nobody wants to put time or money into that. They'd rather send our tax money, you know, I mean, you take your pick right now. You know who didn't get tax aid from the American taxpayers?
You and me.
Americans. Yeah. Right? We still got our stuff falling down. We still got the Fort Peck Dam sitting up there. That's just waiting to bust. Look at all this weather we've had. Fort Peck Dam sits up on the Missouri River at the top of the Mississippi, which is an earthen levee dam, which needed to be fixed really badly, like at least 50 years ago. And nothing's been done. Nobody talks about it. And now we have just disaster after disaster, huge floods up there. As soon as I heard that, I was like, oh my goodness, if that dam were to go, the breadbasket of the U.S. is gutted. But we're not focused on things like that. We're focused on who's allowed in the girls' bathrooms or on a girls' team. I don't know what kind of self-respecting man would, But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take some aid too there, Firewall, for sure. So, yeah. Okay. I don't want to get off track. I'm staying focused. I'm being self-disciplined. I'm going to stay nice because this is a positive message tonight. The strength that you build through self-discipline will really, really pay off. I'm not kidding, guys. It's a matter of choose your heart. Okay. So this leads me right into my main message, which of course is using your discipline to be self-defense ready. You have to keep your body ready. I don't care how busy your schedule is. It does not matter to me. Not because of personal, right? My husband, respect to him. I've been in martial arts for a long time. So is he. It's something we've always done together. He's worked 40-hour weeks out in the sunshine, plumbing whole yards and everything, and then still come home and we go to class and he trains. So I don't care really what kind of job you have or how busy your schedule is. There's just no reason for you not to be able to do some kind of training. It is just the most important thing in your prepping after spiritual readiness is physical readiness, mind, body. Yes, having a gun, whatever, great. But if you don't know how to keep a hold of that weapon, if you're in a physical altercation, or you don't know how to make bullets for that gun, eventually it's just not going to cut it.
Or you're in an area where you're not allowed to carry.
Or you can't fire it because because it's way too much behind you. But you got to have the discipline to know when to pull the trigger and when not to as well. Cause there's times you can't. So, when you start doing this, you start with a lifestyle that includes physical fitness. It includes learning self-defense. Everything in your life is going to change, including your depression levels, your outlook on life, and your fear. The fear level that you operate under. So doing self-defense training, it's going to boost your confidence. It's going to reduce your stress. When you know that you can defend yourself, now you're walking around with your head up. You're looking people in the eyes. You're understanding that I can take care of myself. And guess what? Bad guys can sense that. And then you're probably not going to be the victim because there's somebody who's easier to attack. You get all these positive endorphins. There's so many nights. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. So many nights that I'm just like, I don't want to go. I am tired. I am, my brain has just been baked to the max by work and everything else. And I just don't want to go. And I force myself out the door. Just get it done. Just go, After class, you're just a whole different person. It's, you're smiling. Like, there's so many great things, positive endorphins that happen there. Being able to have brotherhood and sisterhood with your fellow classmates. So you're just releasing all of those endorphins, getting rid of the anxiety. And I've been in classes with a lot of people who were abused in their lifetime. And it is, you're going to face that. And it empowers you to know that it will not be you. Or if it is, like, pity the fool, because you're going to have way better tools to be able to handle it. So it really helps with that as well if you have like past trauma and whatnot. Discipline for emotional control. This is what it was all about for me. I didn't know it when I signed up. I just wanted to fight, I was like, let's go. But, there's many challenges that come along. I've left many classes crying too, and you learn how to control your emotions. You learn how to spar with somebody so you're not going to kill them. Even when you get really pissed off, you can't hit them hard. Like, that's a no. They're going to hit you back hard. It becomes a bad situation, right? One of the biggest challenges I had at my black belt testing with Chief Master Dan Lovas for like, what was it, my third degree, I had to spar the best female in our school. We did this brawling, so you can't really move. You have to kind of just stay still. I'm footwork, so it takes a big piece away from me. So I have to spar the best girl at our school, taller than me. Everybody is, but she's taller than me, bigger than me, everything, right? And then I have to spar the kiddo that I love the most, minus my own children, Mr. Caden, who's like 7 years old, right? So you go from like just ramping at 150% to sparring at like 30%, to like 20, maybe, right? And then I had to spar the best boy in the class after that. Taller than me, bigger than me, 17-year-old by then, just really good. So to have the emotional ability to go from, you're just ramping it that high to bring it down, to ramp back up. Yeah, and that's a challenge. That was one of the biggest challenges I ever faced. And would never had those experiences without training martial arts. It lowers victimization risk. So you're going to build awareness. You're going to learn how to carry your weapons safely, how to remove weapons from other people's hands, how to protect yourself, how to stop threats, how to de-escalate threats without having to use weapons. So this type of thing really brings down the assault rates because, like I mentioned before, these stalkers, these people looking for the victims, if they don't have great victims, they're not going to take the moment or, pity the fool that does.
Right. Cause they don't want to fight.
Right.
For the most part.
For the most part. Yeah. They're not.
They don't want to fight. They
Yeah.
just want to acquire what they want to acquire.
Shoot. And then it's all over depending on whatever happens. Yeah. They just want a deer in the headlight. So we want to not be that deer in the headlight. And the only way to get there is through discipline. Mm-hmm. Training provides direction just like the Bible does. So this frees you from the fear. It aligns you, mind, body together. And knowing that you have the confidence to defend yourself gives you that freedom. And you understand. It's not like, oh, I have the confidence to defend myself, so now I have no fear of walking through downtown Detroit by myself at 3 a.m. No. Okay. I am not stupid, right? It's like
use wisdom,
strength in numbers, wisdom. Yes. Exactly. But it does help you have that confidence again. So in martial arts and whatnot, in this type of training, you can hold kids to standards without any kind of abuse or anything like that. There should not be any kind of abuse in a martial arts school either. Okay. But you can set goals for them to reach. They have to learn to practice to be able to reach that goal. It's very similar to music or, other sports. If they're into it, they want to be a pitcher. They have to work for this, right? So just as a parent, and then your kid's not doing it well, they're struggling and whatnot, you can't just be like, oh yeah, you can give up. There should be some attempt at like, oh, come on. Okay. This is going to be tough. You're going to get through this. This is what you're going to do for at least a little bit, set it out. Maybe they really don't like it, which you don't want to force them to do things, but you set out a 6-month goal. Let's put this work in and see what it looks like in 6 months. And if that's not the course for us, then we can always change course, So, my kids though, under 18, they're going to be training martial arts because I don't want to have, little victims on my hand. I don't want to have out of control young men. Men are warriors. Men are meant to be warriors. They have to learn what to do with those emotions. And that is another great resource for dealing with those things. So there you go, guys. That is my how to unmental screw yourself, because understanding that life's going to be tough. You're going to have trials. You're going to have tribulations, and you're just going to have the self-discipline, stick-to-itiveness to make it through those moments when it really does get challenging.
Yeah, those are good bullet points.
Right?
Very good, yeah.
I've been stirring on it for a while. I've got a couple of issues I've been stirring on that I'm like, it's not just that we've lost hope. Why have we lost hope? You can't just say, like, as Americans, we've lost hope. Why? Why have we lost hope? And I believe it's because people are like, yeah, well, that'd be really cool, but I don't want to be the one to do it. I mean, I got to get off my sofa. I got to put down the remote. I got to put down my gaming controller, And it's not easy. I'll tell you, I live a pretty structured life now. I've got a lot of projects that I work on and a lot of dreams I want to come true. But I know that hard work and discipline are the only way to get there. And at the end of the day, the people that I've met, including my co-host, the journeys that I've been on, the struggles that I've been through, the trials that I've had have been worth every single moment of it. So I can't say, oh, it's all been for naught or whatever, because every bit of it has been 100% beneficial to my family, myself, and the people I love. So do it, darn it. Get out there. Get disciplined. Well, discipline.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn, whippersnapper. All right, let's jump into some Changing Earth news. It's been a month since we did Changing Earth news. I wish I could tell you that the volcano uptick is not as bad as it was and everything looks beautiful, but that's not the case. All right, here we go.
Dream, survive, thrive. This is Changing Earth News.
Boom. Changing Earth News. I love that one. I do. Thank you, Intrepid Commander. So we have had solar activity has been not so bad in January. The new year has looked pretty good. December 8th, we did have some activity. This is going all the way back a month. There was a 2.8 X class flare, caused radio blackouts in the Pacific, some minor satellite disruptions. I think we were talking about that during last show, actually. That it was like when we were still watching, and we were watching California pretty hard, which, is really something. It's gotta be just releasing, or it's like the big dog is loaded up. So I hope it's just like the little shakes are releasing the energy, because the Ring of Fire has been insane. December 8th, there was also a 7.6 earthquake in Japan. I believe that was just happening as we were on air last month. There was some significant structural damage, but luckily nobody lost their life there. They're really, really, ready for it there. The tsunami alerts did go up, but we didn't see tsunamis from that. And then they had a 6.4 on the same day, and they had a 6.0 on the same day, all in the same areas. Like I say, they were shallow, but we didn't see the tsunamis from it, which was interesting. You'd figure, well, Ben over at Suspicious Observers, he's like, if it's an 8, I'm worried about tsunamis. So we're just going to take his word for it. Everything that I've seen pretty much in agreement. We had that big 7.0 and we didn't get tsunamis from it. There was also flooding in the Pacific Northwest in the United States on December 8th to 18th. Yeah, that's when the atmospheric river came in. 1+ death, lots of rescues, lots of damage. Mudslides, 100,000 plus evacuated. And that was a long duration event. It was cold too. We finally warmed up a little bit at Christmas time here in Texas, but beginning of December was cold as well. December 13th, we had a cyclone event in Queensland, Australia. Heavy post-cyclone rain from that. Lots of flooding coming in. Ellen's on the other side of the country now. Hey, Ellen. So she's out on the eastern side. Never eat slimy worms. She's out on the western side now. They've been having a lot of wet though. Of course, they're coming into, we're coming into spring, so they're going to come into fall pretty soon there. So they're doing the summertime. I know I've seen, some wildfires on the list, and that's on Ellen's side. December 14th to 15th, we had solar activity, from the sun. CME impact. It was a G2 storm. That was a weird one that just kind of popped up. A little bit of, auroras in the upper latitude. I saw this super cool aurora that they caught over the Netherlands that looked just like an angel, like flapping its wings like that. It was just like, it was crazy. It was no AI. So you always got to look now, right? Like, is it AI? Is it AI? Are they, but no AI. It was beautiful. Really, really pretty stuff. But we shouldn't be seeing pink aurora. That is a problem. December 17th to 19th, we had flooding in New Hampshire and the northeastern part of the United States. 4 to 8 inches of rain came down there. About 500 plus people were displaced. About 50 million in infrastructure damage. It was in the atmospheric river event. We've been hearing a lot about that in the Northwest as well. California actually went under cat losses during December because of that atmospheric river just creating so many problems there, high winds and whatnot. December 18th, 2025, there was a 6.2 earthquake in Gansu province in China. 151 people dead, 982 injured, thousands of homes destroyed. This was a thrust fault event. And, I'm always trying to highlight the need for seismic readiness, cause let's face what I wrote my books about, and, the big one is coming. December 18th, 2025, volcanic eruption. We've had a lot of volcanic eruptions, but I only put the biggies on the list. This was a fissure eruption in Iceland, lava flows, no direct, casualties. Grindavik, they evacuated part of that town, and that volcano has been pressing on Grindavik for years now.
What's the fissure eruption?
It's from in between the two slides, in between the two the plates instead of coming from a cone, right?
Okay.
It comes out of the fissure eruption. Okay. Extreme cold wave hit northeastern Asia, December 18th to the 21st. Temps -40 Celsius.
Good night.
Oh my goodness. Forget it. We were just saying how cold we are in Texas. That's
a little more than the 2-dog night.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. No. 20 plus hypothermia deaths, energy shortages. That's like when Texas got cold. We had no infrastructure for it. Record breaking cold. Man, that is just insane. December 23rd, we had, ongoing volcanic eruption in Kilauea. Kilauea has been super active. It was active even when we did last month's podcast. There was some cool fountains coming out of there. Typically that one is not, one that's very threatening because it erupts so often. It was doing the fountaining again, up to 1,400 foot fountains. Oh man. Lava covered 50 to 75% of the crater floor. So they were monitoring gases a little bit bigger than normal. December 23rd to 26th, flooding in Southern California. That's what I was telling you about. We went into cat losses during that event. It's interesting because flooding insurance is one that you really have to buy from the federal government or like a company like Lloyd's of London. So when these types of catastrophes come in, it's really bad because a lot of people don't have coverage for them. So due to the atmospheric river, 4 to 11 inches of rain, 3+ deaths, mudslides, flash floodings, evacuations, power outages. None of that ground movement's covered in California either, unless you have earthquake insurance from the state. So that's always fun. Right at Christmas time, hitting all those burn scars. Do you know? This could be just BS. So you should fact check this one. But I believe that at this point, they've only issued like 3 permits for people to rebuild. You should check it. But it's not very many. It hasn't been like, all right, we're game on, right? Yeah, no. I still think they're trying to take that land. Anyway, I don't want to squirrel. I got to stay disciplined. December 23rd, Kilauea eruption. Like I said, it's been going for days. I would like to see what a Long Valley caldera, like what the heat levels are on some of those volcanoes in California right now. December 21st to January 6th, wildfire in Grampians National Park, Victoria, Australia. Yeah, extremely hot fire. They had a lot of wind going on, so they had a lot of hectares burned and some home losses, not reporting specific numbers, so you have to think that's pretty manageable. That is in an area of the country that does burn a lot, so it was sparked by lightning. And that's just kind of their seasonal summer fires there, like Canada or California has been doing lately. December 28th to 31st, a blizzard bomb cyclone been hitting the upper Midwest, Great Lakes. My dad was actually down here on vacation and went back up just in time.
Into it.
Yeah, just in time for the storm to hit. It was nasty stuff. 50 to 80 plus mile an hour winds, 12 to 24 inches of snow. He went and got his new snow blower. He didn't get any snow at his house. So, but there were thousands of people without power, major travel disruptions, flight cancellations, and then the roads. We don't even need to talk about those. And, blizzard conditions across Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, so that's some interesting weather going on up there. I don't want to make any comments about those states right now. I'm just going to glance over that one. December 28th, 2025, we had a severe wind tornado event in central Illinois. Rare December outbreak. Not something you ever heard about in the past, but now we've had one on a mountaintop. And now we're getting them in December. Multiple tornadoes touched down. Very unusual for it to be this late in the season. December 28th, we had solar activity, an M4.2 flare. It was not earth facing, so we only had minor radio effects. December 28th, 2025. Hey, do you ever notice some of those effects on your radios?
Not that I've noticed.
Oh,
but I mean,
that'd be interesting.
I hear people, so I don't do a lot of long range stuff.
True, right.
But I hear people say, well, the bands are open, the bands are closed. And that's all because of the atmosphere.
Okay. Yeah.
Where they can and can't talk.
It just made me curious.
Me personally, I haven't had any equipment damaged or, there might be a little bit like, sometimes you're like, wow, I can hear it better, but nothing drastic.
Well, yeah, we'll have to see that. Well, we'll have to like mark dates. I'll watch my Suspicious Observers and then message you and be like, Okay, watch your radios today. December 28th, we had an earthquake at the Kuril Islands, a magnitude 5.8, minor damage, no casualties reported, but it was a shallow depth. It was a shallow depth. Part of the Pacific Ring. Like I say, the Pacific Ring's been going crazy. If you go look at, it's the volcano activity website, you can see it's just going nuts. And it's been that way for months now. December 28th to January 1st, we had flooding in the mid-Atlantic U.S. We're talking Maryland and Virginia and the broader Northeast. Repeated heavy rains coming in, rivers coming up, $20+ million in damages. I'm going to guess that they went cat losses over there. It's got to be like 25 million, but I would assume they probably did as well. Third major flood wave of December. So the ground is going to be very saturated there. December 30th, another earthquake in Abapura, Indonesia, a 4.8. There was minor evacuations. They've been having, they're a country that's used to having this type of activity as well. And this one was offshore, no tsunamis. So December 31st, we had solar activity, a sunspot. It led off a M7.1 to an M7.2 flare. Radio blackouts over the Atlantic. A CME was launched, but it did not have major effects on our planet because it was down in the M class. And it was just a quick, I can't remember. Short duration CME. December 31st to January 1st, we had a couple more little tiny CMEs come in. I was looking at it this morning, though. It looks pretty kind of chilled out. There's just one more spot they're looking for. There is a coronal hole that's coming in. So yeah, we just had this little pitter patter minor activity going on. The G2s, nothing big. January 1st, wildfire in Little Desert National Park, Victoria, Australia. So over 70,000 hectares burning over there. And like I say, this is part of their normal, summer stuff. I haven't seen that it's like a large amount of homes or anything like that. Another earthquake happened in Japan on the 1st, 7.5, 308 people died in that one. And there's swarm activity that are going on. Madagascar cyclone on the 1st, strong winds, 15 dead, flooding, effective 5,000, winds up to 50 miles an hour. The flooding continued in Southern California. Multiple highways are now flooded. So that's just autos, being lost, property damage, things like that coming in. Record rainfall in spots. We just keep breaking records. Just smash, smash, smash. Turn around, don't drown. Doesn't that sound just like, Jaeger talking to me through the PC? Yeah. Oh man, don't go through the flow water. Don't drive through the flow water.
But what if?
But what if I really, really need to? How are we going to do that? You're
That's
not.
a great show.
Yeah, that was like, try to do a half-hour interview with that. January 2nd to 4th, more flooding in San Francisco. Record king tides. That's because we got a little bit of that solar activity with the high rains and everything. Highest tide since 1990s, 2 to 2.5 foot above normal. So they know what to do in these flooding situations. I mean, they're all built on fill, a lot of it. So I can't. I always get like half my head turns gray every time I go there, I swear. And I really hope I don't have to go back there ever. January 2nd to 4th, solar activity. Potential G1, G2, that the spot that they're talking about that's causing this threat has really, really kind of fizzled out. There was another earthquake in Guerrero, Mexico, 6.5. That one was pretty good, little shaker. And then there was, on the 4th, there was an earthquake of 5.7 in Prince Island. That one was a weird one because
Prince Edwards.
Yeah, it's down by the Caribbean. And there's not usually a whole lot of earthquakes out there. So interesting to see how the earthquake movement's happening and how it's kind of skirting California. December 6th to 18th, Alaska and Canada had over 700 mapped landslides and avalanches. So they're just having a lot of activity from earthquakes that happened over there, which is always good times. I looked at the, volcano numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Bear with me one sec. And, I was crazy. It's just crazy. If we have 50, I don't know. I never saw it above 29 for like many years, many years of watching volcano numbers. I never saw it go above 29. And if we hit 50, I don't know. I'll have to do something. I'll do like a giveaway or something. I don't think we'll hit that.
A hard hat.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't think we'll get there. Maybe I'll buy you a ticket to prepper camp, maybe something like that. So, we'll work at it. We'll see. Don't.
They were, I think $55 right now.
Okay, yeah, $55 right now.
But it goes up. I forget.
Yep,
once in a while,
Firewolf.
it
Maybe he
gets
was
bumped
talking
up, so
for two people.
You missed the cheapest, but you're still really cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, for the amount.
That's for 3 days.
Yeah, for 3 days, $55 a person, and
That's not $55 a day. That's $55
Right.
Includes 3 days worth of events.
3 days. Will we do 8 tents now?
Yeah, so there's like 65 classes a day or something like that.
Yeah, there's no way you're going to see everything. So much fantastic material that you have to get there. I'm doing martial arts seminars and stuff. I mean, I pay like $100, $300 for 1 day of training, and here prepper camp, $55, 3 days.
And the event is so much more than just the classes. I mean,
the people,
just getting to meet all these people and being able to talk and get to know people and people that you knew through the internet, you get to meet in person and it's just.
And I think that's going to be
event.
upticked even more with everybody being able to stay on site. I think that we're going to see that just a lot, more because you'll be able to, walking around the complex and stuff. You'll be able to see.
And all the quote unquote teachers, speakers are there. So like they're eating lunch or eating lunch with them. I mean, it's not like this,
and they want to be there. We're all
There's
approachable.
not a backstage area.
Right? Yeah. Nobody's like pompous.
Everybody's mixing together and it's just a great experience. Great environment.
It is. I really hope to see you guys there. So yeah, check that out. Okay. Volcano numbers. We got distracted. Squirrel. 45 volcanoes actively erupting.
Well, we're getting close.
Right? That's why I say if we hit 50, we're going to mark that down. If we hit 50, that is just crazy. 44 showing minor activity. So they're basically, they're not spewing lava, but they are smoking, primed up. 23 showing unrest. That puts a total of 112 on the board, which is also, remember how I went crazy when we went over 100? I mean, it's not calming down. So it's crazy. That is really, really nuts. Cause I looked at those for years before this uptick happened. When do you think we really saw I mean, it's over the last year that I really saw that uptick start to happen. I can look back at some of my notebooks. Cause I have them all, but, over this last year, it's been crazy. Okay. As far as earthquakes, we had 20,000. This is 2.0 and above. 20,363 earthquakes. That is a tiny uptick from November. We had 19,469 and it was down from October by like 3,000. So, I mean, that's still been sitting pretty the same. Maybe I should start looking at like, the severity of earthquakes. Like, are severe upticking instead of just looking at the overall numbers of it to see like our 6.0s increasing. We had an 8. They took it down, but they downgrade it like they always do. But yeah, that'd be interesting to see. I'll try to remember to do that for next month. I'll throw a note in my phone to try and keep track of those big numbers. That's also the website that I use as like the earthquake. Here. Volcano Discovery. It's the same. You just go to their monthly, yearly earthquake reports. And so, if you want to check that out for yourself, that's always good stuff to keep an eye on. And that's how I keep an eye on my volcano numbers and that as well. The USGS you can definitely use it, as well, but sometimes the quality's not the same. It's all about that kung fu, right? So,
dust that banister the best it could be dusted.
Right? Exactly. I mean,
could you imagine this world if everybody did the best they could with every task they did?
I think we'd just be a lot happier.
Mm-hmm.
Because then everybody would know we're in it together. We're all trying really hard, and we're all here to help each other out and make it a better place instead of like just being really, really angry with everything and spreading around a lot of negative feelings about stuff. It's just easier. It's hard. It's a challenge to be happy all the time. It's not something that you just like.
Well, it's not natural.
Yeah. And you're not going to be happy all the time.
Mm-mm.
But when you do get in line and you do start to discipline yourself into really handling some of these emotions, giving them to God, taking a break from your own destruction, basically. A lot of times people are just wrapped in their own anxiety. And you got to ask yourself, like, in 80 years, is that really going to matter? But I guarantee you that having the self-discipline to work out and be physically fit in 80 years, that's going to matter. I mean, it's gonna, because your body, will thank you for it. As long as you don't go crazy and bruises everywhere like I do, Alrighty, guys. That is it for January. Today is January the 4th. And unless you guys have any more questions in the chat, things like that I didn't cover that you would like to talk about, prepper camp, like I say, coming up, new dates. Make sure you mark your calendar. I had to mark my calendar, new dates, August. So that's a lot better for anybody with kiddos. Prepper camp, audio drama. The videos keep coming, guys. The videos, if you haven't checked out the videos, please do. They've been a really lot of fun to put together, and I'm doing it like an artistic style because obviously it's videos to highlight an audio drama. It's supposed to be about the audio drama, not the video. But they're a lot of fun, and I'd love to hear your feedback, how you think they're coming along. But season 5 will release in April. We're going to start doing the book. Probably Las Vegas years will have to wait till April, till I have more time on my hands, to be able to bring it weekly. I want to bring the book to you guys weekly and not just do a monthly. I don't think we'll get the, that's just a long time to read a book, to do it 1 chapter a month, So I think we'll have to wait till April, and I'll be really, really on point by then. So that's coming up. And then other than that, if you're in the Texas area, we have a seminar coming up on the 10th for de-escalation at our martial arts school. So if you are in the Texas area and you're interested in coming out to my town, go ahead and reach out to me. Be more than happy to have you out. That one costs $50 for 4 hours. So there's a morning 4-hour block and an afternoon 4-hour block. And then we just take donations for our martial arts school beyond that. If you want to pay more, you're more than welcome. Of course, the books, merchandise, all that stuff is available over on the website. I am out of sweatshirts right now. They've been going like hotcakes. So those are out of stock right now, but the books, you can get signed books, everything like that over there. Is there anything I'm missing?
I don't know. Sounds like you've been nailing it.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Well, as always, I hope you guys got the same value out of the show that I get from hosting the show. It's always a blast to be able to bring the content to everyone and spend time with my bestie, Mr. Chen. So thank you, Chen.
You bet.
All right. Until next time, remember, dream,
survive,
thrive.
Thank you for listening to the Changing Earth podcast. Please take a moment to like, subscribe, and leave a comment or a review. Help make the Changing Earth world go around by purchasing the Changing Earth novel series at Amazon.com or get your signed copies at ChangingEarthSeries.com. Get your Changing Earth gear and become a paid subscriber for extra goodies at ChangingEarthSeries.com.